Jai Hind everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel, which is Explore Yourselves, Banking and General Knowledge, etc. Today I will discuss some potential overseas posting examination questions and their corresponding sample answers for bankers. Today marks part 8 of my Path to the Corner of a series for overseas posting examination questions and their corresponding sample answers for bankers. Now MCQs from FEMA. FEMA received presidential assent on which date? The options are option A 1st June 2000, B 29 December 1999, C 25th January 1999, D 31st March 2000. The answer is 29th December 1999. The next question is FEMA came into force with effect from option A 29 December 1999, B 1st April 2000, C 1st June 2000, C D 1st July 2000. The answer is option C 1st June 2000. The next question is FEMA replaced which earlier legislation? A. The Banking Regulation Act 1949, B. The Foreign Exchange Regulation Act 1973, C. The Customs Act 1962, D. The Companies Act 1956. The answer is option B. The Foreign Exchange Regulation Act 1973. The next question is under FERA, the underlying legal philosophy was option A, everything is permitted unless specifically prohibited, B, everything is prohibited unless specifically permitted, C, everything is regulated by the Ministry of Finance directly, D, everything is permitted only for authorized dealers. The answer is option B, everything is prohibited unless specifically permitted. The next question is under FERA, the burden of proof in prosecutions rested on option A, the prosecution as an ordinary criminal law, B, the accused who was presumed guilty until proven as innocent, C, neither party, strict liability applied, D, the Reserve Bank of India. The answer is option B, the accused who was presumed guilty until proven innocent. The next question is FEMA was enacted under the leadership of which Prime Minister? A. P.V. Narasimha Rao, B. Atal Bihari Vajpayee, C. Manmohan Singh, D. I.K. Gujral. The answer is option B. Atal Bihari Vajpayee. The next question is FEMA's enactment is most closely associated with paving the way for which subsequent act? Option A. SEBI Act, the SEBI Act 1992, B. The Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002, C. The Black Money Act 2015, D. The Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016. The answer is option B. The Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002. Which statement correctly distinguishes FEMA from FERA? A. FEMA is a criminal law. Was civil law. B. FEMA primarily imposes monetary penalties. FERA primarily imposed imprisonment. C. FEMA gives wider arrest powers than FERA. D. FEMA presumes the accused guilty. FERA presumed innocence. The answer is option B. FEMA primarily imposes monetary penalties. FERA primarily imposed imprisonment. The next question is the act that formally repealed FERA was option A, the FEMA Repeal Act 1999, B, the Foreign Exchange Regulation Repeal Act 1999, C, the Customs Repeal Act 2000, D, the FERA was repealed by FEMA itself with no separate repeal act. The answer is option B, the Foreign Exchange Regulation Repeal Act 1999. The next question is under the repeal or savings clause appeals pending before the erstwhile appellate board under FERA at FEMA's commencement were to be governed by option A, FEMA applied retrospectively, B, FERA as it stood before repeal, C, neither act, they automatically lapsed, D, the Customs Act 1962. The answer is option B, FERA as it stood before repeal. The next question is which of the following is not explicitly stated as an objective of FEMA? Option A, facilitating external trade and payments, B, promoting orderly development of the forex market, C, maximizing foreign exchange reserves through strict import bans, D, consolidating and amending the law relating to foreign exchange. The answer is option C, maximizing foreign exchange reserves through strict import bans. The next question is FEMA shifted the regulatory terminology from regulation of foreign exchange under FERA to option A, restriction, B, management, C, conservation, D, control. The answer is option B, management. The next question is a key driver behind FEMA's enactment was India's option A, entry into SAARC, B, post 1991 economic liberalization, C, adoption of the euro as reference currency, D, withdrawal from the WTO. The answer is option B, post 1991 economic liberalization. The next question is FEMA's design gives extensive rule and regulation making powers to RBI and the central government, primarily to option A, reduce Parliament's legislative burden permanently, B, allow flexibility to adapt quickly to changing economic conditions without repeated legislative amendment, C, transfer all judicial powers to the executive, D, avoid judicial review for forex matters. The answer is option B, allow flexibility to adapt quickly to changing economic conditions without repeated legislative amendment. The next question is FEMA extends to A, only the metropolitan cities of India, B, the whole of India only, C, the whole of India, and also to branches of offices and agencies outside India owned and controlled by a person resident in India, D, only special economic zones within India. The answer is option C, the whole of India, and also to branches and offices and agencies outside India owned or controlled by a person resident in India. The next question is FEMA's extraterritorial application covers option A, only contraventions committed within Indian territorial waters, B, contraventions committed outside India by any person to whom the act applies, C, foreign nationals only regardless of residency status, D, no extraterritorial application exists under FEMA. The answer is option B, contraventions committed outside India by any person whom the act applies. The next question is FEMA came into force through A, automatic operation from the date of presidential asset, B, a separate notification specifying 1st June 2000 as the commencement date, C, a Supreme Court order, D, an RBI circular dated 29 December 1999. The answer is option B, a separate notification specifying 1st June 2000 as the commencement date. The next question is which of the following entities would FEMA apply to under its extraterritorial reach? A branch of an Indian company located in Singapore. B, a wholly foreign owned company with no Indian connection. C, a foreign embassy in India. D, a foreign tourist visiting India for a week. The answer is option A, a branch of an Indian company located in Singapore. The next question is under section 2E, a capital account transaction is one that A relates only to trade in goods and services, B alters the assets or liabilities including contingent liabilities outside India of residents or assets and liabilities in India of non-residents, C relates exclusively to remittance of salary, D is limited to transactions exceeding USD 1 million. Answer is option B, alters the assets or liabilities, including contingent liabilities outside India of residents or assets and liabilities in India of non-residents. Next question is which of the following is classified as a current account transaction under Section 2G? Option A, acquisition of a movable property abroad. B, remittance for living expenses for a spouse residing abroad. C, investment in foreign equity shares. D, borrowing in foreign currency. The answer is option B, remittance for living expenses of a spouse residing abroad. Thank you very much for your patience. Please like and share this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel.